Hello and welcome to another segment of the Fitness Whisper. Thank you for tuning in, audience. And today we're going to talk about stretching. There's a lot of information out there about stretching, and I think what a lot of people are missing when it comes to stretching before and after exercising is the technique, duration, and of course it also requires a little bit of patience. Okay, so before I get into all the stretching techniques and why it's so important to stretch, I would like to start off by saying that when you stretch, you have to hold your stretch for at least 30 seconds. And that's because your body has something called a stretch reflex. It's a sensor that's sent to the muscle that's tight, and that sensor does not loosen up until after 30 seconds. So it takes 30 seconds for you to initiate that stretch reflex. You can't just hold it, wait to pull it all the way back until it hurts, count to 5 and then release, and it feels like a great stretch. No. If you are stretching a particular muscle, you don't want to pull it back or stretch it to the point where it's not comfortable and then you try to hold it for an extended period of time. You want to stretch. Of course you want to feel the stretch, but it doesn't have to, you don't want it to be intense. You don't want it to be an intense, uncomfortable stretch. So stretch, if you want to gauge it on a scale of 1 to 10, stretch the muscle until you get to about a maximum 5, and then hold it, relax, breathe, and count to 30 and release that stretch, and then release that muscle from stretching, okay? I know everybody's on the go. We all have stuff to do. You want to get in the gym, do what you have to do, and get out of the gym. But it's important that you're complimenting your body, and your body is receiving, for example, the stretching method effectively. If not, you're just spinning your wheels, and you're going pretty much from point A to point B and then back to point A again. Okay, so be patient, stretch, count to 30, allow that muscle to stretch out properly before you start, and after you're done, it's up to you. And you'll find in the long run that you'll have a lot less injuries, and you'll find that once your body starts to react to the exercising regime that you're putting it under over like a 3 to 6 month span, you'll find that your body will be able to recover a lot more efficiently. Now, you also have to you also have to keep in mind that hydration is important. You do not want to stretch a muscle that's dehydrated. You might end up tearing or straining that muscle. So you want to be careful of that. Ideally, you want to make sure you drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, or 2 liters of water a day. So make sure you're hydrated. I mentioned in my last video that if you find that your urine at night is still yellow, then you're obviously not drinking enough water. You want your urine to be clear, almost like water at night. When you go to the washroom, you want to make sure it's clear and there's no hint of yellow at all. I mean, a little bit of yellow is fine, but you do not want it to be predominantly yellow at night when you go to the washroom. Okay, so hydration is also very important. If you find that you're stretching and it hurts, also want to keep in mind of the fact that you want to make sure that you're drinking at least 8 glasses of water a day as well. Okay. So, like I said earlier, there's all types of different kinds of stretching that you can do, depending on what muscle group that you're working for that particular day. If you're doing arms, you want to stretch your arms out a bit. If you're doing legs, you want to stretch your legs out a bit. But I would like to mention that people, for example, who suffer from chronic lower back pain, it is important that you stretch your hips and hip flexors, and you also want to make sure that you stretch your hamstrings at least 3 to 4 days a week. Okay, so if you're not into exercising and you're listening to this video for the first time and you're suffering from lower back pain, stretch your hamstrings, stretch your quads as well, which I didn't mention, but also stretch your quads, stretch your hamstrings, and also stretch your hip flexors. Okay, commit to 30 seconds for each muscle that you're stretching, and 3 to 4 days a week. Gauge it over a 30-day period, and you will find that your chronic lower back pain will start to not flare up as frequent, and you're going to feel a lot more comfortable in the long run. Okay, so for those people who are suffering from chronic lower back pain, I also kind of want to tie in the stretching into that as well. So quads, hamstrings, and the hip flexors, stretch those muscle groups. Commit to 30 seconds when you stretch. You are going to find other people on YouTube, trainers, may have a different opinion when it comes to stretching. But I would recommend, and this is something that you want to make sure that you maintain over the long run. All right, this is not a quick fix thing. So I would recommend 30 seconds, 3 to 4 days a week. Gauge it over a 3 to 6 month span. Okay, and you'll feel a lot better. So that's pretty much it. Any other questions regarding stretching for people who are watching this video for the first time? Just send me off email. You can reach me at thefitnesswhisper7@gmail.com. Just send me an email, and if you have any questions regarding stretching or any particular exercise, I don't have a problem answering. I am not a big fan of demonstrating various exercises when I'm recording here on my channel. There's so much information out there, like I said in my previous video, for people to find out. If you want to learn about how to work your arms or your legs or your shoulders or your back or your quads or your hamstrings or your triceps or your shoulders or your chest or your abs. I mean, there's so much information out there. Do your due diligence. Go out there. Check other channels out. You can see different types of exercises that you can do, and implement them into your daily routine, or at least when you go exercise. Try a few things, switch it up a bit, and you may end up finding something that you actually like doing. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye for now.